Great. Welcome. Welcome. I'm really happy that you're here for this solo success introductory call. My name is Coach Devendra Gupta, and the topic and the theme, first let's talk about the theme today, is from dream to done. And so this will be a sub-series of my solo success calls, focusing on helping you being productive, developing a discipline of execution, getting things done. So from dream to done is the theme, and today's specific call is called Why Projects Are Better Than Goals. And it goes to the fundamental element of what I believe productivity is all about, how we misuse goals, and that's why we're not really as productive as we should be, and why we should be really focusing on projects. So I'm going to illustrate the distinction between the two and give you some tools to sort of understand how to think in terms of projects so that you get more done, so that you make the changes that you want to make in your life, in your business, in your results, in your wealth. So why projects are better than goals. I'm just letting you know that this session is being recorded and will be available on my website. And if you're watching this, if you're watching the recording, and if you have any questions, feel free to let me know via email or via comments. Also, for those who are on live, there's a chat area to the right of your screen where you can write your comments. Or if you're on the teleconference line, I can hear you. The video recording can't hear you, so I'll repeat your question and then go into it. And you can stop me anytime for any questions. All right. Why are projects better than goals? Well, that's, like I said, that's the fundamental idea behind From Dream to Done, and behind my approach to helping entrepreneurs and solopreneurs and passion-driven business people make the changes that they want to make the impact that they want to make in their business. So, why are projects better than goals? Well, here we go. Let's get this going here. If you're like a lot of people, and if you're like me a while ago, and sometimes I slip into these habits too, I get into a round of goal setting. I want to set up, what are my goals? What do I want to create this year? What do I want to create this month? What do I want to create in the next 90 days? I want to have things like 20 new clients. I want to make $20,000 more. I want to have more fun. I want to pay off my credit card balance or my mortgage or my overdraft or my credit line. It can be personal goals, like I want to lose 20 pounds, or it could be things I want to get. I want to buy a new car. I want to get a new computer. I want to, etc., etc., etc. We are taught and we are trained to set up goals. But really, when you look at all the goals that you've set up in your life, that you've defined in your life, are these goals really working for you? And we hear about this, setting up SMART goals and making sure they're measurable and action-oriented and all this kind of stuff. But really, does goal setting work? My proposition here, the postulate that's at the foundation of this approach, is that I believe that goals don't work. Goals do not work. Why is that? If goals do not work, why is that? Because I believe if you've defined your goal, you've only taken a first step. And there's lots of courses on setting goals, and people put a lot of effort into defining the right kind of goals. And then, nothing happens. It's sort of like, I set the goal, and now am I supposed to just believe, and then all of a sudden the thing will happen? That's sort of the message that we've been sending out, that if you have a really well-defined goal, then you will get the result. But there's a piece that's missing there. There's a piece that's missing between the goal and this outcome that I'm looking for. And that's why I talk about the concept of a project. Whoops, I skipped something here. A goal, you've probably heard this also. A goal is a dream with a date. Now let's define what dream is, because I go from dream to done. What is a dream? Well, it's an idea which engages my passion. That's how I define dream. It has a very specific meaning for me. In Martin Luther King's speech, I have a dream. It wasn't a fantasy dream. It was an idea that engaged his passion. So for me, a dream is an idea which engages passion. And then a goal, yes. I believe that saying that a goal is a dream with a date. A goal is necessary. If you want to succeed, if you want to create the experience of life that you really want, goals are necessary. But are they sufficient? It's a necessary condition, but is it sufficient? And I sort of gave away the punchline, but there's something else. Goal is just the first step. This is what I call the action cycle, and this is the foundation. This is the engine of creating results. And it starts with an idea that I have a passion about, which is really a dream. And the dream urges me to set a goal. All right, now I put a date on this idea. I put a date on this dream. Now what? I have to move into the strategy step. And the outcome of that strategy step, just like the outcome of my idea was a goal, the outcome of the strategizing is a plan. And then from that plan, I move into execution. And the outcome of that execution is a deliverable, which creates the impact, the result, the change I really want. And at each of those elements, at each of those stages, there's feedback that allows me to adjust my idea or my strategy or my execution to make sure my impact, the result that I want, is as close to the idea as I want it to be. So this becomes a cycle of action, a cycle of getting things done, a cycle of going from dream or the idea to done, which creates the impact. In my coaching, in the power circle, that process that I'm going to present to you at the end of this session, this is really key. Here we can see where you get stuck or where things are moving forward. If you have a well-defined idea, that's your goal. If you have a well-defined strategy, that's your plan. And if you execute it well, you have a deliverable. And that creates the impact and the results that you want, which is really the actualization of your original idea. The action cycle: idea, strategy, execution, impact. The three deliverables, the three results, really, the outcomes, that's the word. The three outcomes: a goal, a plan, and a deliverable. Those are the three things that are the products of each element of the action cycle. So if a goal is a dream with a date, and goals don't get things done, but they're only the first step to getting things done. And if you start thinking in terms of projects instead of goals, everything changes. A project is a dream with a date and a deliverable. So now we're starting to talk about this action cycle that I just showed you a moment ago here. This action cycle, it's focusing, instead of focusing on the goal, which is just the idea with a date on it, we're focusing on the deliverable, because it's the deliverable that triggers the outcomes that you want. It triggers the impact and the results that you want to create. So smart people who get things done, focus on deliverables. They don't focus on goals. You set the goal, you create the plan, and then you let go of the goal so that you can focus on the deliverable. You live and die by your deliverables. That is the mantra. What is my deliverable today? What is my deliverable of this meeting? What is the deliverable of this work session? What's the deliverable of my 90 days? What's the deliverable this year, next year, in the next 5 years, the next 10 years? Focus on deliverables instead of goals, and you will be moving very fast, much faster than people who spend a lot of time managing and defining their goals. So a project is a dream with a date and a deliverable. So a project is a structured way of getting things done. It's a structured process. And it goes back to that, I should almost have this action cycle in a small image on the side of the slide, always reminding you, because we're always going back to that cycle, that engine from idea that creates a goal, and then your goal creates a plan, and then your plan creates a deliverable, which creates the result, and that's how you move forward. And when we talk about projects, now it becomes really interesting because it's a process. A goal is just a goal. It's just a thing that is out there. But a project is a process. A process that focuses your energies. That basically that helps you make your choices really, really clear. So by combining a goal, a deliverable, a timeline, a support structure, that is a project. All great things that man has built have been projects. They have not been goals. It was not a goal to build the pyramids. It was a project. It was planned. It was executed along a timeline. There was a support structure. There were resources that were put into it. The Channel Tunnel, same thing. Long time dream, but until a group of people decided to focus their energies, bring together the resources and the goals and the deliverables on a timeline, and to make it happen, it actually happened. Think of any structure, anything around you that you admire. It is the result, it is the deliverable of a project. The iPod, deliverable of a project. Your car, your latest model car is the deliverable of a project. The electrical system that brings power to your house is the result of a project. Every outcome is the outcome of a project, not just a goal. And when people really will get this, I think you're going to see a huge revolution in productivity. When people start thinking project-minded instead of goal-minded. What makes a project really work? Now, projects have to be big things. Projects have to generate results that change the way things are for you. What I call change the status quo. Change your current reality into something that you really want. So projects have to be big. If a project's not big, it's just a task. It's just something that needs to be done. But projects that really work, projects are cool. They keep you awake at night. You know, we go back to this concept of a dream. A dream is an idea that ignites your passion. It's an idea that you're really passionate about. So if you've defined your goal really well, this dream really well, and you've put a timeline on it, and your deliverables are well defined in a way that feeds that energy, your project becomes cool. I want to help you create cool projects, to define cool projects, to execute cool projects, projects that keep you awake at night, projects that are compelling, that attract to you people and resources and opportunities. If your projects, when you talk about your projects to another person, if the other person doesn't go, wow, I want to be part of that, then your project is not compelling enough, it's not cool enough, it's not big enough. You want your project to be cool, you want it to be compelling, and you also want it to be controlled. Controlled from the point of view is that you have a discipline, that you're doing something every day that moves your project forward, step by step. That's what's going to make it work for you. Cool, compelling, controlled. Those are the success factors. That's how you make a project change your status quo. That's how you make a project turn your dreams, your ideas that you have passion about, into done. So I hope you're starting to get the idea of the importance of thinking of projects instead of goals. I can have cool goals, but the goals are out there. The goals are always outside of me. But when I define it into a project and start executing that project, then all of a sudden those cool goals are now inside of me. I am becoming the results that I want to create. And that's what makes it really, really exciting in terms of living your project. There's a book I highly recommend. It's called From Good to Great by Jim Collins. And in it, he talks about big, hairy, audacious. The game-changing deliverable, the game-changing result. And there's 3 elements that I believe define a game-changing deliverable. First, it has to be something you're deeply passionate about. So yes, it has to be directly connected to your dream, to your mission, to your vision, to your values, something that's of utmost importance to you. Second, the game-changing deliverable has to be something that maximizes your potential, that pushes you to your limits and beyond. Something that you can be the best in the world at. Best in the world at. Not something that you can be pretty good at. No, best in the world. That really pushes you beyond anything you've experienced before. And the third element, it has to create a game-changing result. A game-changing result that drives your economic engine. Economic engine, from the point of view, is that it moves you forward into what keeps you going, what keeps you alive. And we're all entrepreneurs here. We want to make a change in the world. We want to make a change. We want to make an impact around us. And the more we make an impact, the more our clients recognize that impact by the money they're willing to invest in what we have to offer, so that they can experience those results. So that if I'm creating game-changing results with my project, then what's happening is that more people are coming to me. More people recognize that I can help them change their game. I can help them live a more successful life. And success, for me, has a very, very specific definition. I'm going to say it later, but I want to share it with you now so that you're very clear. I believe success is creating an experience of life that expresses who we really are, who we fully are, that expresses our full potential. That's what drives people. That's what people want. They're happy when they're living their full potential. They are happy when they get to be who they are. That's what people want. That's why people buy things. That's why people do things, because they want to experience their full potential. They want to experience success. Success is an experience. So your game-changing deliverable, aligned with your mission, vision, and values, something you're deeply passionate about, something you can be the best in the world at, that maximizes your potential, and that creates game-changing results, that drives your economic engine, that makes the world a better place for yourself, for your clients, and all the stakeholders, everybody that's impacted, that's touched in a small or in a big way by your project. When you define that, you start playing a much bigger game, and that's where this project approach to life becomes very, very interesting, very, very effective. Game-changing deliverable. In the Power Circle Bootcamp, Productivity Bootcamp, you will be defining a game-changing deliverable that you want to focus on for the next 90 days. That's going to change your game, and it's going to change the game of everybody who is in contact with you. Clients, suppliers, friends, colleagues, your Facebook friends, your LinkedIn connections. Everybody is going to be touched by your deliverable. And that's when you define a deliverable of that magnitude, then your project really starts to start humming along. Now, we spoke about a plan, a project plan. And a lot of project planning, also traditional project planning, I find misses the mark, because a lot of the traditional project plan focuses a lot on defending the concept, on defending why you want to do this. But the project plan that we're going to work on to create your game-changing deliverable is to first describe that deliverable and the impact of that deliverable, the desired result. What is the outcome I want to create? What's the deliverable that's going to create that outcome? And then put together a process that will get you there, working backwards through time, so that you can get there as efficiently and as effectively as possible, and in such a way that you contain the negative aspects, what I call the menagerie of mayhem, the risks and the assumptions and the things that can trip you up. So the project plan that we're going to create together is more of it's a project plan that you can carry in your back pocket, something that you can quickly visualize to keep you on your course. And that clarity makes all the difference in your ability to execute your project. When you're clear about what you want, when you're clear about the outcomes you want to create, when you're clear about the deliverable that you need to produce in order to create those results, then the steps to making it happen become clear. So a lot of people get stuck on the how. Well, how, that question you ask later, sort of lower down in the priorities. The how will appear when you're very clear about the outcomes you want to create and the deliverable you want to produce. I mentioned in that last slide the concept between the deliverable, the result, and the impact. So a lot of goals, if we go back to the beginning here, if we go back to the goals that were defined, a lot of the goals that are defined, here we go, a lot of goals that are defined, you know, if we go back here, okay, get 20 new clients, make 20,000 more this year, have more fun, pay off credit card balance, lose 20 pounds. Are they really deliverables? No, they're more results and impacts. For example, if you want to get 20 new clients don't show up on the doorstep. You have to build something that will attract those clients. You have to do something that will attract those clients. So the deliverables, this thing that you produce, the outcome of your project, is going to trigger results. Results are what happens, the quantitative, the consequences, the tangible, measurable consequences of your deliverable. And then your result also creates an impact. The impact is the experience of your results. So what the outcomes there, when at the end of the action cycle, here I called it impact, and it's about results and impacts. So your deliverable creates results and it creates impacts. So the results are the quantifiable, tangible consequences of your deliverable, and the impact is the experience created by your deliverable. And if we go back to the definition of what success is about, you know, as I mentioned a moment ago, success is creating an experience of life which expresses your full potential. People want experiences. People want to feel emotions. They want to feel things. It's not the stuff that they buy. It's the experience they have of life with that stuff. That's what makes the difference. That's what drives people. We are an experience economy. We are an experience creature. And it's not the stuff that's important. It's not the thing. It's not the service. It's how people feel as a consequence of that service, of that thing, of that product, of that idea, of that coaching that you offer. So that's sort of the idea here. Projects are better than goals. Why is that? Because goals start the process. They define, most of the time, the goals, and take a look at the goals that you have. You will notice that most of the goals that we tend to define tend to describe results or impact. Results, tangible outcomes, or impact, which is the emotional outcomes of something, of a deliverable, which is the product of a project. So what I like to focus on is really defining that deliverable very, very well, something that's cool, something that's compelling, something that I have control over so that I can produce it. So my deliverable, the product of my project, creates the impact that I want. And that way, when I'm thinking projects now, it's not just the beginning, it's about moving into action. It's about the whole process now of creating the life that I really want, creating this experience of success, the experience of living my full potential. That is the core of the message I want to get across, why projects are better than goals. Before I move on to the next part, do you have any questions? I notice a comment here, which is really cool. Wow, the point is to be unique. And in many ways, that's an interesting observation. In many ways, when you really define cool, compelling deliverables, they will be an expression of who you are. And that's what makes them unique. And the more they are in alignment with your mission, your vision, your values, with your dreams, with your passions, the more they will be an extension of who you are. So yes, cool, compelling deliverables make for really cool, compelling projects. And it's a way of expressing who you are to the max. And that's what people want. People want to express themselves. They want to be part of experiences that help others define who they are. So we define ourselves by the things we have, the clothes we wear, the places we go. So we define ourselves by our things. They are an extension of the expression of who we are. And that's why the concept of project, of big projects, becomes very, very powerful, because that is the key to leadership. It all fits into this concept. And the concept of leadership, the definition of leadership that I really like, leadership is the ability to get things done. That was somewhere in Peter Senge. I lost the original source of it, but I do remember it was Peter Senge, somewhere in his book, The Fifth Discipline, talks about leadership as the ability to get things done, either by yourself or as a team or leading a team. It's about creating results. And so the more you define projects that are an expression of who you are, the more you become a leader. Leadership, execution is the path to leadership. And that's what I firmly believe. So how does this all fit in? What's the next step? Well, I'm really, really passionate about this topic, and I'm making it a foundation of my offer for the next 12 months, the concept of From Dream to Done. And it's based on the power circle. The power circle, which is the foundations, the skills and the systems to deliver the results that you say you want. Foundation, which is sort of the clarity, the commitment, confidence, courage. It is the inner motivation. The skills, so your abilities to be able to drive these results, to be able to produce the outcomes that you want to create, and as well the systems that help you control and manage your progress through the action cycle. And that's this concept, and we're going to go very deep into it in the Power Circle process. So what I'm proposing is what I call the productivity experience, the Power Circle productivity experience, which is comprised of 2 parts. A 3-week, 6-session boot camp where you define your project. We will go into your goals, transform those goals into deliverables, and create a plan around that. So we're going to work through each of the elements of your action cycle so that you have a plan, you have a blueprint that you can execute. And then the second part is a 12-week mastermind where I work with you to help you execute your project. Let's take a look at the boot camp and the mastermind. The boot camp 6 sessions over 3 weeks to help you define a project with a direct focus on making a quantum improvement on your business results. So, of course, my passion is working with passion-driven entrepreneurs. So the core of the Productivity Bootcamp will be focusing on defining a project that will help you create a result in your business. And at the end of the bootcamp, you have a plan. You have a written blueprint. You are ready to go. You have all of the elements you need to execute and to succeed. These are the topics, the outline of the 6 sessions that we're going to have. We have 2 sessions a week, once on Tuesday afternoon and on Thursday afternoon. Very condensed, a lot of work. You're going to be spending probably about 5-6 hours a week in addition to the sessions. So let's say 1 or 2 hours a day you're going to be working on your project and your project plan, which is what you want to do, because as we're going to learn, that's like a 90 to 120 minute period, an hour and a half to 2 hours, is the ideal amount of time to create a deliverable. Yeah, so that it's enough time that you can be really focused and you create the next step. So in the boot camp, you're going to learn how to do that, and the work is structured so that you do about an hour and a half to 2 hours a day. But it's a project that's of high importance to you. So of course, spend the time on it. I want people who are ready to move. So items like how to stage your project, how to establish your control systems, what I call the menagerie of mayhem. So how to prevent and how to cope with project breakdown, things that can derail your progress, how to get back onto track, how to get the resources that you need, and finally you will deliver your project plan. You will present it to me and to the other participants on session number 6. So that starts very soon. That's a 3-week process, 6 hours of coaching, and you're going to be doing about an hour to 2 hours a day work on your project plan. Then, when you're ready to execute it, you can execute it on your own or through the Productivity Mastermind. 12 weeks. 12 weeks of coaching support, group coaching support, and I throw some individual support in there as needed to help you move forward and make it happen. Each week when we meet, there is a self-directed learning module. I'm just going to quickly go here. This gives you an idea of some of the items that we're going to talk about. It goes a bit more into detail than what we're going to do on the boot camp, and some other topics were not covered during the boot camp we cover on the mastermind. But it sort of creates a theme for the session, and of course you can bring any issues to the weekly coaching session as you want. So we have a weekly live meeting. There's self-directed learning module. We have a system so that we can communicate, that you can post your questions, your progress. I really encourage everybody to get involved in each other's projects in terms of feedback and things like that. The buddy support, very important. So the mastermind is where you execute. The next boot camp starts on oh yes, here, September 13. So for 3 weeks, the week of the 13th, the week of the 20th, the week of the 27th. And you will get your executable project plan. Very important, very valuable. And then the next mastermind starts October 4. I highly recommend you do the boot camp before doing the mastermind. I will be doing 1 or 2 other boot camps before Christmas. So during the mastermind, I will be doing boot camps also. And just to let you know, once you are registered, you have unlimited audit privileges. You can come in, let's say I'm doing this course next year, you can just come on the course. There's no limit. I encourage you to stay in touch with the process. The investment, the retail value of the whole system is $1,500, $1,499 US, which is approximately the same in Canadian. You can do it either by a single payment or by monthly payments. When you go on the site fromdreamtodone.com, as you see at the bottom of all of these pages, fromdreamtodone.com, you have the payment payment elements there. And if you choose just to do the bootcamp only to get your project plan, you can do so. And if you change your mind during the bootcamp and you want to continue on for the 12 weeks, you can do so also. I'm also open, if these fees are not quite in your budget right now, I'm open to your suggestions. I'm open to suggestions for payment plans or for other elements. So feel free to make me an offer. And who knows, I just may say yes. I want to mainly see that you are committed to making a change in your business in the next 15 to 20 weeks, because it's your commitment that I'm looking for more than anything else. So that is From Dream to Done. I encourage you to take a look at the website to ask me any questions. If you have questions about the program, if you'd like to participate, future dates will be put up on From Dream to Done. There's also, if you do a search on Facebook, you will be able to see the courses directly also that are coming up for this project. So, with all of this, my commitment to you, should you choose to participate in From Dream to Done, the Power Circle Productivity Experience, is that I want you to be able to increase your business revenues. So the result, so you're going to create deliverables. I'm going to help you generate deliverables that will create a result, a quantifiable result, that you increase your business revenues by amount at least equivalent to your investment. At least that amount. I want you to see quantifiable results. And you will definitely get an impact. You will definitely get an experience out of this too, which you'll be able to keep forever. So that's a bonus. And so that's my commitment to you. And if I see that you're not quite ready, I will let you know, and I'll direct you to the resources needed, or I can help you be ready for this. I want you to make a quantum leap, a quantum change in your business by defining deliverables that will generate the results and the impact that you really want in your business. So for more information, feel free to contact me. Here are my phone numbers and also the websites. I will be posting the recording of this session on my blog and also on From Dream to Done. And also the PowerPoint will also be available in the next few days as I put all of this up. So my hope is that you are ready to create some real changes in your business outcomes right now, in your business situation, that you're ready to define deliverables. It's not just goals, but take the next step and define cool, compelling, and controllable deliverables that will get you out of your comfort zone, that will get you into creating game-changing results in your business. And when you do that, I'm convinced that you will make the journey from passion to profit. Any final questions before we go? That's the message I wanted to get across from you. I look forward for you to contact me directly by email, by phone, by Facebook. Just type Coach Devender on Facebook and you'll find me on Google+, on any of those systems. I would love to know what you're working on. I would love to know what your goals are and help you to find some game-changing deliverables. So that's what is the concept here. So I really look forward to hearing from you. Take a look at From Dream to Done. Have a great day.